Flash floods bombards Xianfeng County, Enshi, Hubei Province. Almost the entire city was flooded overnight, and many vehicles were swept away. The flooding scene was shocking, and a blogger said it was the first time he had seen such a large flood. According to reports from mainland media, from the evening of June 30th to the early morning of July 1st, Xianfeng County, Enshi City, Hubei Province experienced heavy rain, the urban area was severely flooded, and a large number of cars were swept into the river. At 6 a.m. on July 1st, Sienfong issued a red warning signal for heavy rain, with the heaviest rainfall in the urban area, reaching 264 millimeters. Some residents said that several bridge decks had collapsed, and many places had no water, electricity, or gas. A Sienfong County resident told an Epoch Times reporter about the flood situation. It rained until 4 or 5 a.m. last night. Now many places have no electricity. The shops on the first floor are flooded. Many places have no signal. The Chulin Hotel was badly flooded, and cars in the parking lot were swept onto the road. There were landslides in many places, and it was impossible to drive through. Some roads were closed. He said that the railings of bridges were broken, and when the water reached its highest point, it overflowed the riverbank. A large bridge was swept away, and many cars were swept away by the water. 2/3 of the area was flooded. Many people's homes were affected. A blogger uploaded a video saying that this was the first time he had seen such a big flood, and it was estimated that everyone in the city could not sleep. It is reported that Sienfong experienced record-breaking heavy rain from last night to this morning, with the maximum rainfall in 1 hour being 79.5 millimeters, and the rainfall from 2000 hours last night to 8 o'clock this morning was 342.2 millimeters. Meteorological statistics use 2000 hours as the dividing line for one day, breaking the record for rainfall in 1 hour and 1 day in local observation history. The rainfall near Shuanan was less than 15 millimeters, a difference of more than 20 times. Videos circulating online showed flooded roads and washed away vehicles. On July 1st, all local bus routes were suspended, and all-day schools, kindergartens, in the urban area, including Suzhou, were closed for 1 day. Officials claimed that there were no reports of casualties, and property losses were being calculated. However, the CCP is accustomed to hiding the truth, and the outside world is unable to understand the true number of casualties. According to China Weather Network, yesterday, June 30th, rainfall mainly occurred in the Sichuan Basin and the eastern part of northwest, northeast China, North China, Huanghai, and other places. From 8 a.m. yesterday to 6 a.m. today, heavy rain or torrential rain occurred in parts of eastern Yunnan, western Guizhou, northeastern Sichuan, central and northern Chongqing, southeastern Shaanxi, western Hubei, central and western Hunan, southeastern Inner Mongolia, eastern Liaoning, central Jilin and southern Heilongjiang, and heavy rain occurred locally in Enshi, Hubei. In the next 3 days, July 1st to 3rd, southwest, east-northwest, North China and northeast China will maintain a frequent rainy weather pattern, with heavy rain in some areas and strong convective weather. The disaster described as the worst in decades, submerged entire villages, destroyed infrastructure, and claimed numerous lives. The floodwaters, triggered by overflowing rivers and landslides, left thousands homeless and prompted massive emergency response efforts. The catastrophe began with an unusually persistent weather system over southwestern China. A combination of a stalled subtropical high-pressure system and moisture-laden monsoonal winds led to continuous heavy rainfall across Hubei Province from June 30th to July 1st. The Xinjiang and its tributaries, already saturated from earlier rains, surged beyond their banks. Steep mountainous terrain exacerbated soil erosion, leading to deadly mudslides. Meteorologists later attributed the extreme rainfall to climate change, noting that warmer atmospheric conditions increased moisture retention, leading to more intense precipitation events. Multiple sections of embankments along the Qingjiang River collapsed under the pressure of surging waters. Low-lying areas, including the towns of Jiaoshan and Shaochuan, were submerged within hours. Downed power lines and flooded substations left tens of thousands without electricity or phone service. Survivors described scenes of horror. The water rose so fast, we barely had time to grab our children before our house was swept away. Li Wei, a resident of Jiaoshan. The sound of collapsing buildings was like thunder. Mud and debris were everywhere. Zhang Min, a shop owner in Xianfeng's downtown. Blocked roads and landslides hindered emergency teams. Shelters were hastily set up in schools and government buildings, but overcrowding and supply shortages became immediate concerns. PLA and firefighters deployed. Over 3,000 soldiers and 500 emergency workers were dispatched. With roads impassable, airlifts were critical in saving stranded villagers. Local fishermen used boats to rescue neighbors. Social media played a key role in coordinating aid. 500-plus houses were damaged or obliterated. Rice paddies and tea plantations, key local industries, were wiped out. Highways and bridges collapsed, isolating communities. At least 8 people were listed as missing in the worst-hit provinces of Hunan, Hubei, and Guizhou, where rivers overtopped dikes and poured into city streets, housing complexes and shopping malls. Although China experiences flooding each summer, the images were some of the most dramatic in years. Many of them spread on social media to avoid official censors. Fast-moving brown water swept away cars in the flooded city of 300,000 people on Monday night. Local media videos showed online, as more than 14 inches of rain fell in one area. State media said more than 18,000 people were evacuated to safety, while water and electricity supplies were disrupted, prompting school closures and the suspension of bus services. Chinese meteorologists have blamed climate change for the heavier and more frequent downpours, saying communities in mountainous areas are particularly vulnerable to flash floods, while rural areas lack weather forecasting capabilities. Accurately predicting the intensity and exact location of heavy rain remains a challenge, especially with climate change and the complex terrain in rural areas, said Meng Gao, a specialist in climate modeling at Hong Kong Baptist University. Monday's flooding in the central province of Hunan killed 3 people, with 5 missing after more than 9 inches of rain fell on 2 rural towns in 3 hours, state broadcaster CCTV said. Last week, floods hit Rongjiang City in southwestern Guizhou province twice in 4 days, amid 72 hours of rain that was twice the June average, killing 6 people and forcing tens of thousands to flee to safety.
Dicha啥劲儿？